Okay, we come to the conjugation of the Trennbare Verben. And the conjugation is easy, only that at least being the first time, it's good to do some together so that after this one, you can conjugate all the Trennbare Verben. The interesting thing about it is once you can conjugate the main verb, without the prefix, once you know how to conjugate it, now that it's attached to a prefix, it will not be a problem. Let's just do these four that will launch you to the conjugation of other ones. Now we have this one, aufstehen. Remember, there is stehen here, and then there is a prefix here. That means if you know how to conjugate stehen before, the work will be very easy. So we have ich stehe auf, du stehst auf, sie, es steht auf, wir stehen auf, ihr steht auf, sie stehen auf. Okay? That is the aufstehen. Okay? And then we come to the second one, which is abfahren. Abfahren. Remember, if you can conjugate the verb fahren already, it will not be a problem to conjugate abfahren following this format. Ich fahre ab. And if you remember this verb, fahren, fahren is actually an irregular verb. So we have ich fahre ab, du fährst ab. There will be umlaut, and that's a vowel change on the stem. Okay, you remember? So we have du fährst ab, sie, es fährt ab, wir fahren ab, ihr fahrt ab, sie fahren ab. So very easy. You just take the separable parts, that is the prefix, to the front. And then we have the next one, which is einladen. Einladen. Now, and this is how it's conjugated, just following the same format. Einladen, we have ich lade ein, du lädst ein, sie, es lädt ein, wir laden ein, ihr ladet ein, sie laden ein. So you remember, this verb also is an irregular verb, and its own irregularity is displayed by the change in the stem vowel. Remember, this is A, it has changed to under the second person singular and the third person singular. So we have the let ein and then let ein. So that is the format to follow in the conjugation of Trennbare Verben. And then we have aufstehen. Interesting. That means we are conjugating this one twice. Okay, I'm sure you already know this one already. So aufstehen, aufstehen, and with that, we should be able to conjugate any other Trennbare verb that we have. Interestingly, if you have been able to conjugate the major verb before, it won't be a problem when a prefix is now attached to it. So we have aufstehen, which means to stand up, and then we have abfahren, that means to take off on a journey, and then einladen, to invite, and then of course this one, you know the meaning already. Okay, so with that, we should be able to conjugate Trennbare Verben. And that takes us now to the list of very important Trennbare Verben. We need to know them so that, well, there are, I would say there are some Trennbare Verben, but we need to talk about the very common ones among them so that we'll be able to practice with them and be able to conjugate them and use them in sentences. Well, I have just 11 for you here. And I will just rub off the board now, and I will just write them there. That takes us to the fourth goal that we have for this lesson. And the question we have for this lesson that must be answered, that what are the important separable verbs that we have in German? So I will just write them on the board now. Common separable verbs. Okay, so we start one after the other. The first one, of course, we have mentioned like 5 or 6, but then just let me mention them again. We have meet common. Meet common. If you can conjugate common already, you don't have problem being able to conjugate it. We have abholen. Abholen. Okay, we have, and then we have abfahren. Abfahren. I think we have also talked about that one today. Then we have also talked about this one, ankommen. We have ankommen. And which other one again? Einkaufen. Einkaufen. So we now have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, I still have some here. Then we have very, very common. This one is very common. Anrufen. Anrufen. Okay, we're still going to talk about the meaning. Anrufen. And then we have einladen. I think we have talked about that one today. Einladen. Okay. And then we have anfangen. Anfangen. Yeah, that's another one. And then we have zumachen. Zumachen. Yeah. Zumachen. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So let me add one more. So after that, when we have fernsehen. Fernsehen. Okay, so with this, we have the list of very common separable verbs in German. So we should familiarize ourselves with them. Definitely, as we continue in the training, we'll be meeting new ones. But when we meet new ones, it's interesting because we know already how they function, and we know how to conjugate them, and we know how to make use of them. Okay, so you're going to pronounce it after me. The first one, mitkommen. Mitkommen. Okay, and then we have abholen. Abholen, abfahren, abfahren, ankommen, ankommen, einkaufen, einkaufen, anrufen, anrufen, einladen, einladen, anfangen, anfangen, zumachen, zumachen, and then the last one, the 10th one, fernsehen, fernsehen. Let's take it one by one, and then I give you a sentence so that we'll be able to, it will help us to also be able to, on our own, to be able to use such words, such verbs in sentences. So we are talking about the fourth one, the common separable verbs. So let's start from the first one. We have mitkommen. Mitkommen. Now, I start from the first one, which is mitkommen, and I say, wir gehen zur Schule. Okay. Yeah, and then kommen Sie meet. Okay, we are going to the school. Are you coming with us? Are you coming with us? Okay, so that is mitkommen. And then for the second one, which is abholen, I just give this example. Kannst du mich heute abholen? Kannst du mich heute abholen? With a question mark. Can you pick me up today? Kannst du mich heute abholen? Okay. And then the third one, abfahren. Abfahren. Der Zug fährt. Der Zug fährt um 19 Uhr ab. Abfahren. Der Zug fährt 19 Uhr ab. So you see from the first one, this is the verb, and down there is the prefix. And also here we have, kannst du mich heute abholen? Here we have both verb and prefix coming together at the end of the sentence. Why? Because there is a verb here, and it is ja, nein, Frage. And then number 3, der Zug fährt 19 Uhr ab. Remember, der Zug is occupying the first position, and this is the second position verb. Generally speaking, in German, we stay in the second position, and then we have the prefix coming to the end of the sentence. Okay, let's give 1 or 2 more examples, and then from there, I believe we cannot do more exercises at home and use the study material that we have to really conjugate more of these verbs and form more sentences with the verb. So let's go to the fourth one. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so number 4, that is the ankommen. We can say der Zug oder der Bus. Der Bus kommt. Der Bus kommt 3 Uhr. 3 Uhr. And then remember, the verb is ankommen. 3 Uhr an. Remember, this is the prefix, and this is the verb. The bus arrives at 3 o'clock. Der Bus kommt 3 Uhr an. Don't forget the verb ankommen, to arrive. Ankommen, to arrive. And then the last one, of course, we still have many, but for now, number 5, and the verb there is einkaufen. Yeah? Einkaufen. Ich muss heute einkaufen. Ich muss heute einkaufen. Okay, the whole verb, prefix, and the main verb, you see the two of them at the end of the sentence. Why? They are not separated here. Why? Simply because there is a verb here. Because of this modal verb, the whole verb, both the prefix and the main verb, we have to go to the end of the sentence. Ich muss heute einkaufen. I must go for shopping. Einkaufen is to go shopping, to go and buy things. So we have mitkommen, to come with or to accompany. Abholen, to pick up. Abfahren is to take off. And then ankommen is to arrive. Einkaufen is to do shopping, and then anrufen. This one is very interesting, remember? Anrufen, this verb, rufen, is to call. I can say, hello, Papa, hello, hello, hello. That is anrufen. But then, that is rufen, but then the anrufen simply means to use telephone to call. I explain that again. Rufen means to call. Let's imagine somebody is Peter. Peter, come, Peter. That is rufen. But then anrufen with the prefix is to telephone. Hello? Where are you? And all that. Okay. And then einladen is to invite. I think we mentioned that. Anfangen is to begin. Anfangen. And then zumachen is to close up. And then Fernsehen is to watch television. Okay, with this, we'll see some other sentences in our study materials that we can use to practice more. So with that, we are going to do some exercises, at least to be able to know, or to be able to be sure that we have gotten what we have learned under the separable verb. Okay, so join me very soon for the exercise.